Common relationship problems with ADHD. ADHD can create misunderstandings, missed commitments, and emotional ups and downs in relationships. It's not about not caring. It's about how your brain processes time, focus, and emotion. Solutions include using shared calendars, setting reminders for important dates, and having weekly check-ins to reconnect. Small systems can make a big difference in love. For ADHD relationship coaching, visit ProADHDCoaching.com. How ADHD affects communication in marriage. ADHD can mean jumping topics, forgetting details, or speaking before thinking. The key is slowing down and using active listening. Repeat back what your partner says. Ask clarifying questions, and use agreed-upon signals when focus drifts. Better communication is possible when you both work with the ADHD brain, not against it. Learn more at ProADHDCoaching.com. Dating tips for people with ADHD. Lead with your strengths, energy, creativity, and passion. Plan dates that are interactive and keep your brain engaged. Use reminders so you're on time and prepared. And be open about your ADHD when you feel comfortable. It builds trust. The right person will appreciate the real you. For ADHD-friendly dating strategies, visit ProADHDCoaching.com. ADHD and emotional sensitivity in relationships. Many with ADHD feel emotions more intensely, both positive and negative. When feelings run high, pause before reacting. Use grounding techniques like deep breathing or stepping away for a moment. Share this tendency with your partner so they understand your responses. Emotions can be a strength when managed with care. Get more tools at ProADHDCoaching.com. How to keep friendships with ADHD. Forgetting to text back or getting lost in your own world doesn't mean you don't care, but friends might feel neglected. Set recurring reminders to check in. Plan regular get-togethers, even if brief. And be honest about your ADHD so friends understand it's not personal. Friendships thrive when you stay intentional. Learn more at ProADHDCoaching.com. Is social anxiety part of ADHD? They're different conditions, but they can overlap. ADHD challenges with focus, memory, or impulsivity can create anxious feelings in social settings. The solution is preparation and self-kindness. Plan conversation starters, practice calming techniques, and remind yourself it's okay to pause. Confidence grows with tools and patience. For ADHD social strategies, visit ProADHDCoaching.com. How to handle forgetfulness in relationships. ADHD forgetfulness is not a lack of love. It's a working memory challenge. Use shared calendars, sticky notes, or phone alarms to remember important events. When you forget, acknowledge it, apologize, and take steps to prevent it next time. Consistency builds trust. For practical ADHD relationship tools, visit ProADHDCoaching.com. How to stop over-talking with ADHD. Over-talking often happens when your brain is excited or trying not to forget an idea. Practice active listening. Wait 2 seconds before responding. Keep a notepad handy to jot thoughts so you don't interrupt. Good conversations are balanced, and you can train your brain to share the space. Learn more at ProADHDCoaching.com. How to explain ADHD to friends and family. Start with the basics. ADHD is about how the brain manages attention, focus, and impulse control. Share how it affects you personally, your strengths and challenges. Offer ways they can support you, like reminders or patience in conversation. Education builds empathy. For help explaining ADHD, visit ProADHDCoaching.com. How to handle criticism with ADHD. Criticism can feel sharper when you have ADHD because of emotional sensitivity. First, pause before reacting. Second, ask clarifying questions so you understand the intent. Third, separate your self-worth from the feedback. Criticism can become growth when you take it as information, not identity. Get more tools at ProADHDCoaching.com. How does ADHD affect sleep? ADHD can make it hard to wind down, racing thoughts can keep you awake, and inconsistent routines make sleep elusive. Here's what can help. Establish a calming bedtime ritual, avoid screens at least 30 minutes before bed, and try gentle movement or journaling to release thoughts. Better sleep isn't about willpower. It's about building rhythms your brain can settle into. For ADHD-friendly sleep strategies, visit ProADHDCoaching.com. Healthy eating tips for adults with ADHD. Nutrition fuels focus and mood, yet planning meals can feel overwhelming with ADHD. Start with simple swaps. Add protein snacks like yogurt or nuts, prep meals ahead in batches, and keep healthy options visible and accessible. Food rules don't stick, but brain-friendly habits do. For personalized ADHD nutrition support, visit ProADHDCoaching.com. Why do ADHD brains crave dopamine? ADHD brains often seek stimulation to hit the dopamine levels that feel right. This can mean distractions, novelty, or even chaos. Instead, give your brain healthy dopamine hits. Small rewards, music during tasks, movement breaks, or task swapping when focus fades. Craving stimulation isn't bad. It's what your brain needs. Let's give it something that works. Learn more at ProADHDCoaching.com. Stress management tips for ADHD. ADHD makes stress feel intense. Small setbacks can feel huge. Try this. Break problems into small steps. Use grounding techniques like deep breathing or 5 senses checks and connect with someone for perspective. Stress isn't a sign of weakness. It's a signal to use tools your brain can handle. For ADHD stress strategies, visit ProADHDCoaching.com. Mindfulness doesn't have to be long or silent to work for ADHD brains. Try active techniques like mindful waking, noticing physical sensations, or brief breathing breaks. Even 60 seconds of noticing your breath or body can reset you. Mindfulness designed for ADHD is about quick resets, not endless meditation. For ADHD-adjusted mindfulness tools, visit ProADHDCoaching.com. Best exercises to help ADHD focus. Movement shifts focus, so make it part of your routine. Try short bursts like jumping jacks, brisk walks, dance breaks, or quick body weight circuits. Do it when your focus fades, not just at the gym. Exercise boosts dopamine and gives your brain the reset it needs. Want personalized exercise plans for your ADHD brain? Visit ProADHDCoaching.com. ADHD can lead to overdrive. Then suddenly you hit the wall. To stop burnout before it starts, use structure. Schedule buffer time around tasks, include rest in your routine, and check in with yourself weekly to see how you're really doing. Burnout doesn't have to come first. Protect your energy so your brain can thrive. For ADHD burnout prevention coaching, visit ProADHDCoaching.com. How ADHD affects emotional regulation. Emotions with ADHD can be intense, quick to escalate, and slow to settle. Ask yourself, what's really happening right now? Not just what I'm feeling. Use grounding tools, deep breathing, stepping back, journaling, to pause. And give your emotions time to ebb before reacting. Your emotions are valid, and with tools, they can guide you, not overwhelm you. For emotional regulation coaching, visit ProADHDcoaching.com. Is caffeine good or bad for ADHD? Caffeine affects people differently, but it can help with focus or make anxiety and restlessness worse. Here's how to test it carefully. Try small amounts, track how you feel, and balance with hydration and food. If anxiety spikes, your brain may be telling you to pause the caffeine. There's no one-size-fits-all, just what's right for your brain. For ADHD nutrition coaching, visit ProADHDcoaching.com. ADHD with anxiety and depression. ADHD, anxiety, and depression often overlap, and they can amplify one another. If this applies to you, reach out for support. In the meantime, focus on small daily routines. Use grounding techniques and celebrate your victories, even the tiny ones. You're not broken. Your brain needs support. For ADHD-appropriate mental health strategies, visit ProADHDcoaching.com.